Babe, I'm not staying, I just wanna play. In a party, he just wanna rub. Big boobs in a bus, stay plump. She a baddie, she know she a 10. She a baddie with her baddie friend. Hey baddies, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Let me not be rude for those of you who are new. Welcome to Styles by Baddies. I post new videos every week, and they all revolve around breeder-related content, along with me giving a voiceover telling you guys a story time to keep you entertained. So be sure to subscribe and join the family. If you want to be featured in any of my videos, email me your stories at stylesbybaddies20@gmail.com. Today's story time is from a subscriber about the time my mom got jealous of me and kicked me out for choosing a man over her own child. So let's get right into it. Growing up, it was just me and my mom, only child. My dad wasn't in the picture, and my mom always acted like that made us a team. She'd tell everyone it's me and my baby girl against the world. But behind closed doors, it never really felt like a team. It felt like I was walking on eggshells around her moods. She loved attention, new clothes, new wigs, taking selfies in the kitchen with filters. And when I had hit puberty, people started telling her, "Oh wow, your daughter looks just like you, maybe even prettier." And honestly, that's when everything changed. I started noticing the little jabs she would make towards me. If I wore something cute, she'd say, that skirt's a little tight, huh? You trying to show off for somebody? Or if I got compliments from her friends, she'd instantly switch it to herself and say, she gets that from me, you know. I used to turn heads back in the day. And it was playful at first until it wasn't. When I was 14, she started seeing this guy named Rick. He'd come over after work, sit on our couch, eat our food, and act like he paid rent there. At first, I didn't care. I thought, cool, mom's happy. But slowly she started changing around him. She started wearing heavier makeup, dressing up every day, acting younger, drinking. And when he'd compliment me, even just politely, she'd immediately get defensive. I remember one time he said something along the lines of, "Wow, your daughter's growing up, huh?" And she said, she better stay in the kid's place. After that, every little thing I did annoyed her. If I smiled too much, I was showing off. If I stayed quiet, I had an attitude. It felt like she didn't like seeing me comfortable in my own skin. When I turned 15, I decided to get a part-time job at a local grocery store because I wanted my own money. I was the only child, but my mom never gave me an allowance. Instead, she would just spend it on herself or on Rick. I wanted money to buy myself clothes or save up for college, but the minute I started earning, my mom's tone changed. She was like, "Since you're making money now, you can help out around here." She went from buying my school supplies to sending me grocery lists. One week, she even asked for a small contribution for the light bill, and the next month, it was rent. I'm 15, paying rent in a house I didn't even feel safe in. Rick, of course, had his own opinions, like, it'll teach her responsibility. And my mom nodded like that was the gospel truth. But they weren't teaching me responsibility. They were draining me. I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. Whenever my friends invited me out, she'd say, "You don't need to be running the streets. That's how girls get in trouble." So I'd sit in my room, scrolling through Instagram, watching everyone else live life. Then junior prom season came. I finally saved enough from work to buy a simple lavender dress. Nothing too crazy. Just something cute that made me feel grown. I came home excited, ready to show her, and she looked up and down and said, "You look fat in that, and prom's overrated anyway. You'll thank me later for not wasting your time." That night, I sat on my bed staring at the dress bag, crying. The next day, she posted a picture online with Rick captioned, "Out with my baby." She went out to dinner the same night as my prom, and that told me everything. And as each day went by, I started to resent the both of them. I already had this long, quiet resentment toward Rick because he was always trying to force some fake stepdad relationship with me, trying to give me advice I didn't ask for, trying to insert himself in moments that weren't about him. He'd say things like, "Come on, kid, you can talk to me. I'm like your pops now." And I'd be like, "I have a real dad, and you're not him." I never wanted that bond with him, not because I was rude, but because he wasn't genuine. He felt like another obstacle, like another person taking attention away from me. I was already struggling with my mom acting jealous, distant, cold, and now here he was trying to squeeze himself into a space that wasn't meant for him. Every time my mom chose him, whether it was his opinion, his comfort, his feelings, it just made me resent him more. One day, it was a Friday night. I had just come home from a long shift at work, like 8 hours of bagging groceries, running carts, dealing with rude people, all that. I walked through the door and the vibe in the house is off immediately. Rick was on the couch staring at me like he had been waiting to start something. My mom was pacing around like she had already picked a side. I'm like, what's going on? Rick's like, your daughter's been talking about me behind my back to my mom. Before I could even react, he plays a recording. Yes, a recording of me venting on FaceTime to my friend saying, Rick's annoying. Dude acts like he runs everything but doesn't pay a single bill. Which was true. I didn't regret what I said. But I felt violated. I didn't even know he recorded me. I didn't even know he was listening. I didn't even know he was there. I say, why are you recording me without my knowledge? That's creepy. He goes, what's weird is you disrespecting me in my house. I look at him dead in the face and say, this is not your household. That's when he lunges toward me like he was about to get in my face. I stepped back. My mom immediately stepped in front of him, but not to protect me, but to hold him back like he was the victim. Instead of my mom agreeing, she instantly defends him. She goes, Rick, don't even waste your energy. She's just jealous because she doesn't have a man. Jealous? Of him? I'm standing there shocked and I'm like, are you serious right now? You're taking his side over mine, over your child. And she goes with the most disgusting attitude I'd ever heard from her. He's the only person who's been here for me. You're almost grown. You can't keep thinking the world revolves around you. I said, I'm 15. She throws her hand up like, and? You act grown. You talk like you grown. You think you can disrespect the man of the house? I cut her off and I'm like, he is not the man of this house. He doesn't pay for anything. I pay more bills than he does. And Rick's just smirking, like he enjoyed watching us fight, like he wanted this to happen. And he goes, she's gotta go. She got a nasty attitude. She messing up the peace in here. My mom turned to me and said the words that changed my entire life. If you can't respect my relationship, you can pack your things. Just like that. No hesitation, no discussion, no mother-daughter moment. She chose him so fast it made my head spin. I just stared at her, trying to figure out if she was serious or if this was some twisted threat. But she crossed her arms. She didn't even blink. She wasn't choosing peace. She wasn't choosing fairness. She was choosing him. I didn't argue. I didn't cry in front of them. I just walked to my room, grabbed a bag with whatever I could fit, and left. No hug, no apology, not even a be safe. Just the door closing behind me and the realization that me being her child meant less than a man who barely did anything for her. This honestly was a tough one, especially because you're being betrayed by the person who's supposed to have unconditional love for you, but instead she's giving it all to someone else. A man at that. And you're so young at the time too. I feel like that's overwhelming for a child. And I don't know how old you are today, but I hope you're doing much better and you're thriving despite all of this. And thank you to my supporter for sending in this story time. If you've ever dealt with a situation like this, let me know in the comments or in my email, of course. I'd love to hear how you handled it. And baddies, moral of the story, sometimes the people closest to you will choose the wrong person, make the wrong decision, or even treat you wrong, and that has nothing to do with your value. So protect your peace, set boundaries, and don't let anyone, family or not, make you feel small. You deserve respect, and you're allowed to walk away when someone refuses to give you that, period. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories. Bye, baddies. See you in the next video.